Hello, my name is Brandon Baltes. This is the Perilous Descent Show, and we're talking today about the mindset of America. So, and this is not really a call for. There's not really a. I mean, there is a call for action, but it's not like legislation. I just think this is something that people should really think about. And it's this. Let's be succinct as we can here. Basically, the mindset of today is more negative, but in the aggregate, of course. Mindset of people today living in America and even around the world, I mean, at least from what I can tell, right? Make your own damn opinions. It's very negative. It's very negative. It's very... And this one isn't even going to be very political because I'm going to bring up, usually, people associate me with closer to the right wing, although I probably wouldn't agree with a lot of those accusations or statements or labeling attempts, but yeah, I would say I see this from everybody. I see this from the right wing as well, and they definitely have some legitimate claims in here with the recent stuff that's been going on over since COVID started. They definitely have some points. However, we have a ton of stuff to be thankful for even today. I mean, and the only reason why I say even today is because everyone thinks this is the end of the world and this is just the worst time to be alive and it sucks and there's oppression everywhere and black people are being discriminated against. Racism is prevalent every street you turn. This is completely wrong. It's completely wrong. And I want to bring up actually a specific example, which is, I mean, very simple. It's overly simple, but I'm in college. I'm at Jura University right now. That's where I study, and I had this assignment, and I basically wrote an essay. I'm actually going to pull the assignment up here so I can reference to it. But basically, I'm talking about ancient Athens, Greek city-states, and they didn't have, as you may expect, they didn't have rights for women. And it's, it sucks. And I was doing this essay and it's, defend ancient Athens. And and it also said critique it. And I tried my best to do both. But I was just, you can't help but wonder. And I wrote this in here. I made it very clear what I thought about this. It is, well, where we're at in America today is so much better than pretty much anywhere, anytime else that there ever has, pretty much anything, any other society. I mean, in terms of rights, it's completely true. In America, although even if you eat, like, let's just take the postmodern liberal perspective on this. There's institutional racism, and there's a ton of half, a quarter of the people in America are racist, or half the people, or whatever they're going to say. Okay, it sucks. There's oppression, there's racism everywhere, that sort of thing. Even if you take that perspective, you have to recognize we're still less racist than, any other time period in history. I mean, just look at ancient Athens, for example. And this is not something that's exclusive to the Bronze Age or any. This is widespread. This is prevalent when you look at history. In ancient Athens, for example, women, they weren't even considered citizens. They were not considered citizens. Do I have to say anything else? That's kind of what it comes down to. They weren't considered citizens. And today, what we have is equal rights for everybody. 14th Amendment, even if you want to say that's not actually true, the institutional racism is there. Even if you say that, well, it doesn't matter. By law, we're still, my statement is still true, because by law, 14th Amendment amends and rectifies the Constitution's errors and ensures everybody has equal treatment by law. Now, whether people uphold that law correctly every single time, you can kind of debate that, although most people that try to say, yeah, there's institutional racism, all you have to do is kind of zoom out, get out of your... get out of the the echo chamber that you might be in if you're one of the institutional racism advocates, in my opinion, and look at history, like I'm trying to tell you right now. Look at ancient Athens. Look at where we were in 1780. Okay, look at where we were in 1900. But before we got look at the progress we made since we passed the Civil Rights Act in 1964. And what about the Voting Act? What about 1965? These are things that we should be proud of. We should be happy. We should be thankful of the amazing rights that everybody has now, that are objectively by law, per the 14th Amendment, per Constitution, per federal law, equal, right? I don't have any right that any black woman or any color, right? That anyone else, not even any, just any citizen, I have the exact same rights as any other citizen in America. That is something that we should love about America. People say America sucks. It's one of the worst countries there is today, and I just don't understand this. America America has the longest standing constitution in the world. That's probably a big reason why our 300 million population, why so many people are coming here, and why our economic growth and why the innovation, why the technological revolution has happened largely because of what America has done. Think of all the advancements that we've got in the world today, like the laptop or phone or tablet that you're watching me on right now. That's probably a lot of things like that. Those kind of revolutions and technological capabilities unlocked, they were because of capitalism and the free markets in America. And let's not even this isn't even a video about capitalism or the free markets, but or at least not the topic earlier. And actually I do want to talk about that here in a second. But just to sum up what we just said, I think it's banal. I think it's rudimentary. It's a rudimentary analysis to look at America today and be ashamed and look at the 21st century and think humanity's done so bad. We have nothing to be proud of. We should be sad. We should change everything. No, we've done great. We've done amazing things. From 1865, when the Republicans luckily beat the Southern evil slave-owning Democrats and abolished slavery, that was a win. That was huge. And then the Civil Rights Act, 1964. Then we get 1965, and now today we have equal rights completely, thanks to the 14th Amendment, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I hope affirmative action in these. I hope that the type of affirmative action doesn't continue to discriminate. But that's another video. That's another video. But anyways, I also saw. I couldn't help but this whole video is also partly inspired by a video I saw on YouTube, and it was really unique because it didn't really have any. It was basically this video of it's basically a video of somebody giving some symbolism and some personification and some figurative language to us humans. And basically what it had was a city of rats. Okay, it basically portrays us as rats, people as rats, and they're in their cars, they're working, they're scurrying around without any emotion, and then. Basically, the main rat that we follow in this video goes through and he drinks some Jack Daniels and some other. He drinks a lot and then he gets a quick high. He does some drugs. He gets a quick high and then he goes and then he just like that 5 seconds later, 5 seconds after the euphoria peaks, he's back on the streets, flat down on the in an alleyway, And at the end, it was just like a cycle, and it was very depressing. And I saw that, and I'm just like, there's no clear message from it. It's just take what you want from it. It's not like there was a person saying our society is horrible, capitalism is horrible. But I scrolled down to the comments, and then I saw someone saying, and people defend capitalism today, or some quote like something like that. And most of the things there are postmodernists. People that think everything sucks, it's sadness, it's depression, anxiety everywhere. Trust me, I have had plenty of problems in my life as well. I've gone through plenty of the same problems that everyone goes through. And I don't think that the system that we have today is just and life is pointless and all these things that these people are saying in the comments. And I think the reason for the people that are saying that is partly a lack of knowledge of history. Because if you knew what people were doing 500 years ago, you wouldn't be so quick to spit on current technology. They didn't have toilets 500 years ago. They didn't have anything sanitary 500 years ago, man. People died at 20. People died at 30. The life expectancy for the medieval ages was under 40. Okay, that's something all the fantasies do horribly. And I think that was, let me see if the Greek life expectancy was any better. I don't think that it was by much. Yeah, no, Greek, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so my point is almost every fantasy has people that are really, really old, like even Game of Thrones. Almost every fantasy, set roughly based on old times, a lot of their characters are 50, 60, 70, 80, and life expectancy in ancient Greece alone is 25 to 28, and then 37 to 41, another source is saying. So it's just, and then let me look up medieval real quick. It's even worse than that, I think. Yeah, it's 30. It's 30. And what is it today? Like 70? Okay, that's something to be thankful for. That's something to be thankful for, man. The technology, we shouldn't be so quick to spit on everything that America and the world has done in our past. And now tying this back into kind of the politics realm a little bit more. Let's go to the Daily Wire here. All right, so these guys are talking about Daily Wire. So I actually really I enjoy a lot of what Ben Shapiro says. And I mean, not all, but he's pretty brilliant. I read his book. What was it called? I got it right up there. The 3 Easy Steps to or how to destroy America in 3 Easy Steps. That's what it is. Yeah, I read that a couple years ago when it came out. It's pretty brilliant. He makes very strong cases, and there's very little. And I mean, to be honest with you, there's very little that the leftists can critique him about that I've seen, at least. Feel free to disagree on me, but Daily Wire here 4 days ago, I watched some of this video. It said it's titled "Debates: Should the Red States Succeed?" And they're seriously talking about. Some of these guys are seriously talking about wanting to secede from the Union because of government basically intervention. You guys know I'm told on the government intervention stuff. The Daily Wire is, I think mostly they're spot on. They're spot on when it comes to government intervention. But seceding from the Union, I mean, do you understand? That is something that's not something we want to do. That's not something we want to do. Last time that happened, 600,000 dead, or maybe I think it was 700,000, something like that. Though, okay, hundreds of thousands of people dead. That's what we got. It's not something that we should do unless we absolutely have to, and that's something that I see from the right is hating where we are today. And they to their credit, the right wing, at least most of them in the Daily Wire, they seem to appreciate America and not spit on and not say this is the worst time to be alive and not act like this is just hell that we're living in right now. To their credit, they don't do that, but they still are saying right now compared to 10 years ago, this kind of sucks. And compared to the Reagan era, right, 81 to 89, which in some aspects it absolutely does, right? It absolutely does in some ways, culturally and freedom of speech wise and censorship wise. Yeah, there were definitely some bad things, but it's still not worth seceding from the Union. And I didn't watch this whole video. I didn't hear any of them explicitly say, I want to secede from the Union. Let's freaking start another civil war, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's get the shotguns pumped or shotguns ready, boys. Right? I didn't hear any of them say that, but they sound like they were seriously considering that might be an option that they might have to advocate for soon, or might already be. Okay, I want to be innocuous here because I really respect these people. These people, they are learned men. Even if you're a left wing person, you have to admit that these guys are probably going to be more educated than you and I. In regards to a lot of the stuff in the politics and even philosophical realm. So, and definitely economics throw that in there as well. But certainly politics. And I think it's a little bit foolish because we're still, even today, despite COVID, despite masks, censorship, everything, despite everything. Sorry, I just saw a leftist tears mug that always cracks me up. Again, I'm not as partisan as you all think I am. I'm really not. Or at least as some of you probably think I am. I'm not as partisan as some of you think, but that's funny. Okay, come on. That's funny. Anyways, back to this. So this, should the red states succeed? Daily Wire, no. I'm going to answer that for them. No, the red states should not succeed. It would take something. I don't even know what it would take a straight up, all right, let's government's taking over the economy. This is going to be, we're going to have every private business, or 75% of private businesses, report to a bureaucrat in charge of making sure they're doing what they want. Unless they start doing straight socialism, there's no reason to succeed. That's the only realistic. That's the only really possibility that I can see them doing. If Bernie Sanders gets enough people, enough crazy, enough maniacs on his side, then that is time to say, all right, I'm willing to die for the fight to succeed. That's something where it's like, all right, Bernie Sanders gets elected. All right, I'm gonna go move to Florida, I think, which is where the Daily Wire. I think Florida is where the Daily Wire is. I'm not sure. Anyways, but it's time to move to the Daily Wire and to Steven Crowder and all those other guys and all the right winger, the extreme right wing, the far right conspiracy group people, right? That the mainstream media likes to freaking call them. Okay, it's time to back up them if Bernie Sanders and the socialism starts happening, which I'm not saying it is, but that's the only time where I would justify personally a succession from the Union. Red states against blue states, war for America, or at least, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a war. Just get out, and keep democracy alive, and free markets and freedom, and keep freedom alive. That's what it comes down to, So with that being said, thank y'all so much. Please make your own opinions. This is not, I always try to say that this is not financial advice. That's my habit from my other channel, which is Auspicious Descent. Auspicious Descent. Feel free to look that one up on YouTube. BNGO is doing good things. Still a great price, in my opinion. Not financial advice again. All right, with that being said, thank you so much. This has been the Perilous Descent Show. My name is Brandon Baltes, and I will see y'all in the next one.